Hey guys, tonight on Nerdphoria we will talk about movies.
Movies, I love them so much.
Yeah, Boba Fett, what's the last movie you saw?
Um, Twilight.
Yeah, Boba, I can't have you on this episode, okay? I don't want to know what you're thinking. Yeah, you can't get over that. Okay, a few minutes ago I just finished watching for the first time The Sitter with Jonah Hill. I was really interested in seeing it in theaters, but I never got around to it. And I also haven't gotten around to it since it's been on video for a few months now. But today at the tent sale at the local video store, which they do for every big holiday, so Memorial Day, Labor Day, 4th of July, every year. And they have fairly recent, fairly decent movies for cheap prices. So I picked up this, as well as a copy of Sam Raimi's film Drag Me to Hell, which I have never seen, but a big fan of Sam Raimi, seeing as Evil Dead, and the first three Spider-Man movies, which I actually liked and did not understand the need for Amazing Spider-Man, but I did love it. Sam Raimi is also producing the new film The Possession, which came out on Friday, which I am very excited to watch, and is also directing the new Wizard of Oz themed movie starring James Franco as the great and powerful Oz himself. Okay, so about The Sinner. It's very interesting that it came out at a similar time as 21 Jump Street, yet still showcases the fatter Jonah Hill before he lost all that weight. It's very interesting seeing how he changed from Superbad to now, as in The Watch and 21 Jump Street and the like. But losing weight did not mean losing his comedic touch, which I think is pretty cool. I don't think he's all that much of a character actor, but he makes up for it with his wit and his real down to earth kind of style, as crazy as some of the things he says and does may be. So, Jonah Hill is a young 20 something, like myself, who's having a hard time getting his shit together, as it were. And a babysitting job falls into his hands pretty much by accident. His mother is getting ready to go out to some nice event, some fancy gala type deal, and then the people call and they say that their babysitter could not be in tonight, and they were asking her to do it. But instead, Jonah Hill is a good boy, good son, decidedly, and lets his mom go off to her thing so he can take care of the nice children's. Um, and they're pretty strange children. You got the celebutant wannabe Blythe. You have the closeted 13-year-old gay boy Slater. And you have the adopted kid Rodrigo, who has issues with explosives. Um, Jonah Hill's naivete causes him to go out and pick up drugs for his girlfriend, who turns out is not actually his girlfriend, and she just wants a little something something from him, as it were. Um, So basically, what ensues is a wild night on the town, showing three kids with their own various issues, car chases, drug dealers, really crazy underworld type figures, and bizarre house parties and bar fights and the like. Just typical comedy, not a lot too extra, but Jonah Hill makes what would be an otherwise average movie seem pretty awesome. Also featuring Sam Rockwell and a few other really cool people. The Sitter clocking in at under an hour and a half. It's one of those movies that either you like or you don't. And also one of those movies that if I were to say much more about what happens in the film, you would not want to watch it. But I recommend. Also recently,
What? Jonah Hill sucks.
You know what? You're allowed to have your opinion, Boba Fett. I mean, this show is me saying what I think about something. Obviously, my viewers may think otherwise, and I encourage them to comment and say such things.
Oh.
Okay, the other night I went to see The Campaign, starring Will Ferrell and Zach Galifianakis. Very clever, a lot of potty humor, but still a lot of really good points. A lot of gross out, ridiculous things happening, but all the same, and quite scarily, depicts the way campaigns are actually run. Any moron can be bought and sold by a company in order to pursue their objectives, and big business does not care whether or not the public has much knowledge of what the real issues here actually are. Also, what I love about this movie is that the big business that is buying and selling their politicians is run by characters played by none other than former Saturday Night Live's Dan Aykroyd and Mr. John Lithgow. They're both very funny, very amazing actors, comedy actors who I have not seen in much in a while. And as minor as their parts seem, it was really nice to see them again. Speaking of Dan Aykroyd, is Ghostbusters 3 ever coming out? I don't know. Hopefully. And Marty Huggins is a weirdo, more or less. And these businessmen that are well acquainted with his father drop the bomb and saying, we want Marty Huggins to run for state rep, or U.S. representative for the state of North Carolina, against Will Ferrell's character, Cam Brady. Obviously, Marty doesn't know much about politics, doesn't know much about anything outside of the town, really, and doesn't really care to get involved in the mudslinging and whatever. So, a really nice, funny, awkward scene between Mr. Galifianakis and Mr. Farrell, wherein Marty Huggins does not know how to trash talk his opponent and is kept in an awkward hug-like position until he manages to get something out. The Campaign is a decent movie, not too heavy on the politics, but all the same, the politics of the movie reflect on the terrifying implications of what it would mean for someone like Mitt Romney to gain more power. but that's not here or there. Also, picture painted in the very conclusion of the film is something that I would love to see in real life, but doubt we'll ever see, is that there's an honesty played out at the end, and the truly deserving candidate wins. But I will let you figure that out for yourself. Also, comedy gold within this movie is Dylan McDermott's character, Tim Waitley, who is campaign manager. And his catchphrase for the movie seems to be, "I'm here to make you not suck." And Dylan McDermott, formerly of television series such as The Practice, fabulous actor. I never really saw him much as a comedy actor, but his part really brought the movie to the next level. Like I said, clocking in at less than an hour and a half, no biggie. The only issue I had was at the movie with the movie theater itself, where the projector decided not to work. Ooh.
Yeah, it sucks. It cut out before I could find out if she chose Edward.
What is with you, Boba Fett? Sorry about that. He actually lives in my room, and let's just say it's really hard to get to sleep at night when he's rambling about Team Jacob and Team Edward and blah, blah, blah. I mean, Boba Fett, you should really actually be reading Star Wars books, since that's where you're from and you don't know anything about your own history.
Yeah, this might be true, but very hard time reading.
Okay. No wonder he's good at reading Twilight then. Which I do not own a copy of. I did, though. But I guess that's all I have to say for now. Stay tuned later on for a possible behind-the-scenes episode and my Fringe recap series in honor of the coming season premiere, of the final season. Well, you've been tuning into Nerdphoria, where there's lots of nerdiness for ya. Okay, that's a wrap. See ya whenever.